Guess what, TikTok? It's 2025 and I'm still single.
4 ways to stop worrying about being 30 and single. Realize that you are in your prime.
It's almost been 3 months since my relationship of 5 years ended, and I've been through.
Reality can be very harsh and cruel, especially when thinking the grass is green on the other side.
I'm that girl going to all the places in LA to see where the single men are so you don't have to. And let me just tell you, why are we not getting lunch alone at Air One?
Why is it the man you really want doesn't want to settle down?
I've been out of a relationship for 7 months. I'm having a hard time being single.
You can only be strong and independent for so long until you start craving intimacy. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
Guess what, TikTok? It's 2025 and I'm still single. Yeah, no boyfriend, no hookups, not even a love interest. Yep, I'm just existing and very single.
I'm that girl going to all the places in LA to see where the single men are so you don't have to. And let me just tell you, why are we not getting lunch alone at Air One? There's always hot guys at Air One, okay? And if you eat alone, you look approachable, you make eye contact, you can look, oh, what did you get for lunch? Because I'm telling you, they're there. I was just there. There was a cute guy next to me. Like, just talk to them. And you can literally be like, oh, what did you get? And then see if sparks fly, okay? Because we are meeting people in real life again in 2025.
Am I the only one who is like so ready to get married? I'm sick of being single. I'm sick of having to tell people like, yes, I'm single, because I so badly want my husband. I have so much love that I'm ready to give. And I'm just ready to be taken. I'm ready for a ring to be on this finger once and for all. Not just engaged, married. And
Imagine that, huh? At 30 years old, now she's finally ready for a ring on her finger. Now she's ready to be married. Now she wants to settle down. Where have we seen this type of behavior before? Oh, right. This is exactly what happens when the wall gets closer. When the attention starts to fade. When the DMs get quieter. When she realizes that the men she used to curve are no longer checking for her. Suddenly, commitment looks attractive. Suddenly, that nice guy she overlooked isn't so boring anymore. Suddenly, she wants a man who provides, protects, and plans a future. And in this modern day, this has become many women's blueprint. Party through your 20s. Prioritize fun over foundation. Then, when reality hits, when fertility declines and loneliness creeps in, suddenly they want the loyal man, the stable man, but only out of survival.
It's now been about 3 months since me and my ex split, and I'm realizing that I cannot afford my lifestyle. So much to the point where I actually miss that ugly cheater so much right now. Let that be the last time I decide to play detective or ask too many questions, because I can't do this.
I am so tired of this narrative around single women in their 30s who are going through breakups or who are still single and haven't met somebody, because it's wrapped around this idea that relationships equal success for women and that having a child makes a woman more successful. Therefore, oh no, if she's going through a breakup or hasn't found anybody, she's running out of time. 1, you can find love at any time. 2, it's okay to want kids and to be disappointed that maybe your last relationship didn't work out. But no, there are so many options and ways to have kids. Don't buy into society's pressure.
Well, let's be real. This whole narrative is a lie. Women in their 30s aren't just now ready. They're running out of time. Biologically, if they want kids, they're already on borrowed time. Fertility doesn't wait for feelings. The decline starts in the late 20s and drops sharply between 32 to 35. By the time they hit 36 or 37, pregnancy becomes a struggle and high risk. This woman said, "You can find love at any time." But let's be honest, that's a comforting lie. If that were actually true, why are so many women in their 30s struggling to date? Why are they making podcasts, crying on TikTok, and asking where all the good men went? The reality is, love isn't guaranteed just because you finally feel ready. while women are told they can chase careers, party through their 20s, and settle down whenever they choose. Biology doesn't work that way. The chances of having children drop significantly.
Is it pathetic to admit that I want to be in love? That I want a boyfriend? Like, is that pathetic? Because every time I mention it to someone, I was just talking to my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm tired of like doing stuff alone. Like, I'm tired of being independent. Like, I just want a man to like open the door for me and like help me carry my groceries. And she's like, Sari, like, what? Like, you're fine. And I'm like, I'm like, am I desperate? I don't think I'm desperate. Is that like too much to ask for? Is that embarrassing? Cause like, I don't know if that's embarrassing or not. Like, I'm fine admitting that. But like, when I say that to other people, they're like, what? And I'm like, is that like anti-feminist? Like, I don't know.
I feel like I'm back in that hopeless pit where I'm just like, when's it going to be my turn? Why is it taking so long?
Where are all the single guys that are respectful and educated and want to take care of a woman?
I'm crying because I'm just reflecting on the fact that literally every person in my life has used me and then just throws me out like a piece of trash.
Ouch! At 34, what are you looking for in your man now?
That's the thing. I'm looking for a man. I keep on meeting boys.
What do you think men at 34 are going for? Women your age, or are they going for the younger girls?
Here I come.
I think, well, from my own experience, they think they want somebody my age. Somebody who's a professional, who has a career, who has their own mind. But they then sort of want to form you into somebody who's maybe more, I don't know the word in English, I want to say shapeable.
At 34, she's saying I'm looking for a man now, not boys. But where was all of that energy in her earlier years? Many women realize this too late, but they waste their good years chasing the wrong things, only to later regret it. This is a woman who's been in the field for too long, and it's catching up to her because no man are taking her seriously. And honestly, how many of you have heard a man say his requirement to date a woman is that she has to have a career? Because I don't hear it. It's obviously a lie she's telling herself and others to justify the choices that led her here. Men don't choose wives based on resumes. They're not looking for a business partner. They're looking for someone who brings peace. What men are actually turned off by is arrogance, entitlement, and a lack of feminine energy. So no, your career doesn't make you more desirable in the dating market. And when women finally realize that too late, regret often follows.
I am 32 and I have been effectively single during the holidays for the last 10, maybe more, years of my life. I say effectively single because I do not count the years where I was in a long-term situationship or casually dating somebody who wasn't really ready to commit to me, nor do I count the unhealthy relationship that I was in where he refused to acknowledge the holidays or celebrating with me. For a long time, it did hit a lot harder. Being single during the holidays just felt lonelier than other times of year, until I finally decided to proactively change my relationship to being single. Let myself feel my feelings if I was feeling sad or lonely or grieving. And then I focused on changing my self-talk, changing my relationship to what I thought it meant to be single, and actively inviting in more joy, more love, more magic, and more connection in my day-to-day life, especially around the holiday season. It's okay to still desire partnership, but what's even better is to actively enjoy the life experience you're having now rather than waiting until your relationship status changes.
Never having been picked, never having been wanted, never having been desired, as you go through all of these years, 27 years for me, 27 years.
I'm single, I'm 35, and quite honestly, I'm lonely.
Genuinely question if there is real love left, like especially in our generation.
I'm so over waiting. Like, when is it going to be my turn?
I'm just so lonely.
I am 44, and these two men were 40 and 42. And they're the two men that are on my roster that I'm actually interested in, sexually attracted to, interested in intellectually, have great chemistry with, great conversations with. And they both friend zoned me because they think they might want kids someday. So this is what I'm dealing with men who are my age, out in the dating pool, sniffing around 40-somethings, but might want kids someday. I can't with this nonsense. It's biology. Did we stop teaching that in schools?
Something that these women have in common is that they're all 30 plus and above and played the long game. Oh, and they're also lonely without a man. That's the part they try to cover up with girls' trips, wine nights and self-love slogans. But deep down, it shows. That's why they're struggling to date and find a man right now. This woman said, "When is it gonna be my turn?" But the truth is, it already was her turn. She just didn't recognize it. Many women are blind to the good men in front of them until time and reality have to humble them, making them realize what could have been if they had taken dating seriously when it actually mattered. This doesn't seem like a strong, independent lifestyle to me. It looks more like a compilation of women regretting their decisions, crying and craving the very intimacy they once pushed away.
With the way my dating life is going right now, I feel like I'm going to be single for a long time. Like a long time. I literally just cannot stand. I cannot stand these vanilla ass men. You're boring. You don't intrigue me. And at this point, I'm like losing faith in all men. I just feel like they all want one thing. And if that's what you want, I'm the wrong bitch. Go somewhere else. I cannot tell another man what I like to do on my free time. I can't do it. And I don't give my attention to anybody. And when I'm finally like, oh, like he's cute, like let me talk to him. You're boring! You're boring! You suck!
How do you think men feel when they're typically the ones pulling all of the weight, and in response, they get one-worded responses, 2-hour gaps in conversation, and 0 initiation? The bottom line is that a lot of men today feel like it is pulling teeth to get to know a woman. So if you as a woman don't even want to talk about your hobbies, yet you're telling men that they're too vanilla, they're boring. I'm sorry, is he the only one that's supposed to bring joy and excitement to your life, but you don't provide anything back to him?
And so when a woman gets to be about 33 years old, at some point along the way, she realizes that she's not going to be able to compete in the sexual marketplace to the same level of performance that she could when she was 23. That's all that the wall is. It's when that woman makes that acknowledgement. She can no longer compete at the same level as when she was in her prime. That's all it is. So, for instance, I know women like Kindly Myers, who is 39 years old, and people will still not believe me that she's 39 years old. She is absolutely fucking stunning and is just a hammer and is funny, and you would want to marry this chick. Trust me. Gorgeous, blonde, blue-eyed, bikini model at 39 years old. Has she hit the wall? From the mental perspective, perhaps. From a physical perspective, no, not at all. She is most definitely still very, very desirable. So from a physical sense, so that's why I hate having to like sort of clarify this, because I'm going to listen to some tradcon who just got out of fucking Sunday school is going to go, you guys are suck.
The thing is, when a woman hits the wall at 30, 33 or older, she still has a chance, but that chance is much lower compared to what it was in her early 20s. Back then, youth, beauty, and fertility were naturally on her side. Now, not only does she have to compete with other women, but she's up against younger women in their prime who offer the same, or more, with fewer complications. And that's the hard truth no one wants to say out loud. She's not just competing with age, she's competing with her past decisions, emotional baggage, and the perception that she only wants to settle down now because time is running out. Meanwhile, men who are hitting their stride in their 30s and 40s have more options than ever. And they're often choosing younger, more agreeable women who didn't waste their prime playing games. It's no longer on her terms. Now, she has to bring more to the table, prove more, and work harder to be seen as a serious candidate for love, not just someone trying to beat the clock.
This is truly the most random thought, but shout out to my older cousins, because I'm 32 and I'm single, no kids. And shout out to them for being single, no kids, because they are the reason why my parents are not on my ass about getting married and having kids. Like, they were so comfortable with me just like going through life and traveling and being single and whatever. Like, shout out to y'all for paving the way, breaking the generational curses. I like it. I like it.
Because you're a failure!
Good morning. I shouldn't say surprised. I'm not surprised that the girlies have had it with Boston and the social scene. Thank you all for validating my feelings. Meant a lot. But I'm here to rant about something else today. You know what we need to stop doing? Asking people in their late 20s, early 30s why they're single. Like what their red flag is as to why they're single. I'm tired of hearing it. Enough. Just because we're single, oh my God, I'm making a whole mess in my hair. Just because we're single at 29, 30, 31, 32 doesn't mean we're the problem. In fact, I think it's a green flag that we're single at this age. We didn't settle. We respect our boundaries. We're really waiting for someone to be worth it. It's just like, from my own experience, I was done dirty countless times. So yeah, I mean, I'm in therapy because I'm trying to not repeat patterns, and sure, I can take accountability for some of the energy I've attracted, but don't ask me what my fucking red flag is to explain why I'm single. We all have a past. Like, I don't know. I'm just tired of hearing it. I'm tired of seeing it in comments. Why are you single? What's wrong with you? Enough. Stop that. It's not cute. It's the same thing as like, what's your body count? It's like, that's none of your fucking business. Let's focus on you and me. You know? I don't know. I don't like it. Enough.
I can probably agree to some of that, but the reality is this. Women who are stuck on their high standards, the ones who think they deserve a top 1% man while offering average effort, end up being single the longest. And the sad part, so many women today are on that exact path. They pass up good men because they don't check every box, and then wake up years later wondering why no one's choosing them. Eventually, everyone settles, whether by choice or by force. Some settle in a healthy way, realizing perfection doesn't exist and learning to value character over clout. But others settle in silence, masking their disappointment with, "I'm just focusing on myself," or "I don't need a man." The truth is, you can only play the waiting game for so long before reality makes the decision for you. Time doesn't care about your standards. Neither do the men you think you're entitled to. And the longer someone holds out for a fantasy, the more likely they are to end up alone, not empowered, but quietly resentful.
I hate this shit. Like, what do y'all want me to say? Like, I be in the bed crying every night.
37, I'll be 38 this year. You know, I don't have any kids. I don't have a boyfriend. I don't talk to anybody. So I'm always alone.
Why is it so hard to find a guy?
Not that I haven't been on dates, or it's not that I haven't had boyfriends before, but it's more so that I just haven't been wowed.
This could be a good guy, but that doesn't mean that he is good enough for you. That doesn't mean that he is right for you, and you should not have to compromise on your standards or your non-negotiables because he's a good guy.
When men hear stuff like this, why would they even want to date? She says, even if he's a good guy, it doesn't mean he's the right guy for you. What sense does that even make? That's like justifying rejecting a loyal, respectful, emotionally available man simply because he doesn't give you some imaginary spark, while ignoring the fact that the men who do give you that spark usually don't stick around. It's the perfect example of how modern dating logic is twisted. Women will disqualify good men for the smallest things, then cry years later about how there are no good men left. That line is really just a cover-up for indecisiveness, entitlement, and the constant chase for perfection. It tells men that no matter how well they treat her, it still might not be enough. Not because they did anything wrong, but because she's holding out for some fantasy version of love that doesn't exist. How disgusting.